99% of men never hear this. Within the first hour of waking up, your body either sets you up for strong, lasting performance or quietly chips away at it. Every morning, your choices decide whether your circulation sharpens or stalls, whether your reflexes stay sharp or slow down, whether your confidence rises or vanishes. Many men in their 50 seconds, 60 seconds, and beyond wake up feeling drained, stiff, and disconnected from the man they once were. You know, something's changed. Energy is low, drive is weaker, and intimacy feels more like a memory than a rhythm. A landmark Harvard study revealed over 80% of performance issues trace back to circulation, not low T or getting older. And where does this blockage often begin? With tiny overlooked habits in your first waking hour. Habits you can change starting today. I'm a men's health specialist with over 20 years of experience helping thousands of men reignite their vitality. In this video, I'll show you one simple 4-step morning routine. No pills, no expensive gadgets, just proven steps to flood your system with oxygen, balance key hormones, and sharpen your reflexes. And if you stay with me to the end, I'll share one little known adjustment that helped a 64-year-old patient regain consistent performance and full confidence in just 7 days. If you care about your strength, your circulation, and your confidence, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. This channel is your go-to space for real men's health solutions that actually work. And before we dive in, tell me in the comments, are you ready to start fresh? Just type yes if you're in. If not, that's okay. Type N so I know what you're looking for. Now, let's cut through the biggest myth about male vitality right away. Your manhood depends on healthy circulation. Every signal, every response, every rise in confidence begins with the ability of your blood vessels to open, flow, and deliver nutrients. When that process weakens, your vitality suffers. The issue is restricted blood flow caused by something called endothelial dysfunction. This happens when the inner lining of your blood vessels stops working properly. Less nitric oxide gets released. Arteries become stiff. Blood can't move the way it used to. That's when the symptoms begin. Lower drive, sluggish energy, weaker reflexes. And the worst part, most men are given pills that cover the symptoms instead of fixing the actual cause. Let me tell you about Joe, one of my longtime patients. He's 68. He came to me quietly embarrassed. His words were simple, "I don't feel like me anymore." He felt distant from his wife. He missed the spark, the connection, the pride. He said it felt like his body was shutting the door on him. But after just 3 weeks of targeted circulatory work, starting with a specific morning routine, Joe came back with color in his face. "I feel present again," he told me. Alive, capable. That's when I knew he wasn't alone. Multiple studies show that morning activity boosts nitric oxide release, improves blood vessel function, and helps reverse endothelial dysfunction even in later years. And there's something even more serious to consider. Erectile dysfunction doesn't just impact intimacy. It often shows up 3 to 5 years before heart disease. That's right. What's happening down there is actually a powerful signal of what's happening throughout your cardiovascular system. In fact, research shows that by your 60 seconds, blood vessel dilation can drop by more than 50%. A healthy man in his 20 seconds has 7 to 8% flow dilation. By 60, that drops to just 3 to 4%. That's not just a minor dip, it's a biological slowdown. Desire alone won't restore function. You can have all the motivation in the world, but if your blood flow can't deliver, nothing happens. Think of it like this. A firefighter can be ready to put out a fire. But if the hose is kinked or the water pressure is weak, it doesn't matter how willing or ready he can't do the job. That's why men who focus only on boosting libido often end up frustrated. The core issue is circulation. Blood vessels can repair. Endothelial cells, the ones responsible for releasing nitric oxide, respond quickly to the right stimulus, especially in the morning. Mornings, because this is when your hormones are more active, your cortisol naturally rises, and your blood vessels are more responsive to stimulation. Research shows that certain morning habits can raise nitric oxide levels by 21% in just a few weeks. That means better blood flow, better reflexes, and better sexual response naturally. Nitric oxide is your body's master switch for circulation. It tells your arteries when to open and how much pressure to maintain. Without it, everything slows. And by the time you're 70, your nitric oxide levels can drop by up to 75%. But that decline can be fixed. In fact, studies confirm you can restore nitric oxide through a mix of targeted movement, breathing, and natural compounds, all of which we'll cover in today's 4-step routine. Before we dive into the exact steps, I want you to hear this clearly. Real change starts with how you think. If you've accepted the idea that decline is inevitable, you've already surrendered the fight. What you do in the morning either wakes up your body's circulation or pushes it further into decline. For men over 60, this window is critical. But instead of activating their bodies, most men are unknowingly making choices that cause damage before the day even starts. Let me tell you a quick story. Dr. Michael Harrison, a well-respected internist with decades in practice, shared something that stuck with me. For over 30 years, his mornings were exactly the same. Roll out of bed, sip coffee, eat toast, take a fast shower, and rush into work. By the time he hit 62, he felt wiped out by noon. His mental clarity was fading. His drive had dipped. He assumed it was just part of aging. But after running a few labs and reviewing his own habits, the truth hit him. His morning routine had been working against him the whole time. He wasn't supporting his blood vessels. He wasn't helping his hormones. He was robbing his own energy. The body is wired to respond strongly to the morning hours. Between 6 and 9 a.m., testosterone reaches its daily peak. Cortisol naturally rises to regulate alertness and metabolism. Your blood vessels become more responsive to nitric oxide. In short, your body is primed to perform, but only if you give it the right input. Clinical studies show that the same exact routine done in the morning can be up to 3 times more effective than if done later in the day. Morning health interventions work better because your body is ready to respond. But let's look at what a typical morning really looks like for many men. Eyes open. First move, grab the phone. A screen full of news, stress, or messages instantly disrupts your cortisol rhythm. Then it's straight to the kitchen. Coffee on an empty stomach, maybe a sugary pastry, maybe nothing at all. No water, no real fuel, then straight into a chair, at a desk, in a car, or on the couch. That chain reaction creates a Kiat disaster. Blood stays thick from overnight dehydration. Stress hormones spike from screen time and caffeine. Processed food or no food triggers inflammation. And worst of all, you're still sitting. What's happening under the surface? Your heart works harder to push thicker blood. Your vessels constrict instead of relax. Your testosterone, meant to rise, gets blocked by stress chemistry. Your nitric oxide, your circulation's most important tool, can't activate. All of this creates a hormonal and vascular crash that follows you through the rest of the day. It doesn't just affect your energy, it affects your manhood. Let me show you what happens when you shift those habits the right way. Gordon, 66, worked as an accountant. His mornings were quiet, repetitive, and rushed. Cup of coffee, check emails, quick breakfast, then straight to his desk. He told me he felt worn out before lunch and disconnected from his partner at night. We kept it simple. He changed 4 things, stepped outside for 10 minutes of morning sunlight, did 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing, stretched his legs and hips gently, ate a breakfast rich in protein, not sugar. Within 3 weeks, Gordon started waking up naturally, no alarm needed. His energy stayed consistent. He reported stronger drive, more engagement in his relationship, and even a steadier mood. The numbers said even more. His testosterone rose by 18%, and inflammatory markers dropped by 30%. That's the power of small, targeted changes. You don't need a complete lifestyle overhaul. You don't need to spend an hour at the gym or meditate on a mountaintop. You just need to make the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking work for you. That window is your body's most responsive time. And when you support it, the benefits build day by day. Up next, I'll walk you through the exact 4-step morning routine. It's simple, it's quick, And if you follow it consistently, most men notice a difference within the first 7 days. Each step is designed to build on the next, creating a compound effect that jumpstarts your body's most powerful systems: testosterone, nitric oxide, and metabolic balance. Let's break it down. Step 1 is morning sunlight exposure. Spend 10 to 15 minutes outside within an hour of waking. Skip sunglasses and avoid looking through windows. Direct exposure makes all the difference. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light exceeds 10,000 lux compared with just 300 indoors. Morning sunlight flips on your brain's master clock that sets your entire hormonal rhythm for the day. Testosterone, cortisol, melatonin, all locked into sync. But what's even more powerful is that natural light stimulates the release of nitric oxide from your skin and blood vessels, boosting circulation and blood flow throughout the body, including where it counts. One study showed men who got consistent early sunlight increased testosterone levels by as much as 25% in just 2 weeks. If you want to double the benefit, combine it with light walking or stretching. That movement signals your system that it's time to wake up, circulate, and deliver oxygen-rich blood to the muscles and beyond. Step 2 is diaphragmatic breathing. Dedicate 5 minutes to slow belly breaths at a pace of 5 per minute. This resets your nervous system. Lie down or sit comfortably. Inhale through your nose for 6 seconds. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale through your mouth slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat. You should feel your belly rise, not your chest. That's how you know you're breathing from the diaphragm. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the body's recovery mode. It calms the heart, lowers blood pressure, and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that blocks testosterone production. Even more important, it boosts nitric oxide production in your nasal passages and lungs, helping expand your blood vessels by up to 20% and improving oxygen delivery throughout your body. Start your day with this kind of breathing, and you set a calm, steady tone for your blood flow, hormone balance, and mental focus. If you have any blood pressure concerns, check with your doctor first. Now, you've primed your hormones with sunlight. You've expanded your blood vessels with deep, controlled breathing. Now, it's time to fire up your testosterone directly. Step 3 is a 1 microset of compound strength exercise. This isn't a full workout. It's a short, focused signal to your body and your brain that strength still matters. You're going to perform 1 set of a compound movement. That means an exercise that uses multiple muscle groups at once because that's what your testosterone responds to. Pick one of these: bodyweight squats, push-ups, or step-ups onto a stair. Go slow and controlled. Do 8 to 12 reps. The goal is moderate effort, not fatigue. You should feel your muscles working but still be able to walk away without needing recovery time. If standard push-ups are tough, do them against the wall. If squats feel unstable, hold onto a chair. You're not chasing a pump. You're telling your body to maintain strength, blood flow, and testosterone sensitivity. Just 2 to 3 minutes a day triggers a measurable rise in testosterone. Studies show up to 20%, and it makes the next step even more powerful. Step 4 is targeted testosterone-boosting breakfast within 2 hours of waking. The first meal of your day is about raw materials. Your body needs proteins and healthy fats to manufacture testosterone and the right micronutrients to activate it. Here's a simple, effective example. 2 to 3 scrambled eggs, a handful of spinach sautéed in olive oil, half an avocado, a side of berries, blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries. You're getting protein, good fats, and vitamins like zinc and magnesium, essential coactors for testosterone production and healthy blood flow. If your morning sun exposure is limited or your vitamin D levels are low, take a D3 supplement with breakfast, 800 to 2000 IU. In men who are deficient, this 1 step alone has been shown to boost testosterone by up to 25%. Let's bring this together into a clear, easy-to-follow morning routine that takes less than 30 minutes but sets the tone for the entire day. Every step targets circulation, hormone balance, and energy, all tied directly to your performance and vitality as a man. Start at 6:30 a.m. Let your body rise without the shock of screams or alarms. Let the room be quiet. Keep the phone out of reach. This signals your brain to stay in a parasympathetic state, calm, alert, and ready to reset. By 6:35 a.m., begin your sunlight exposure. Get direct sunlight into your eyes, not through a window. Take a short walk, even just around your driveway. This light exposure resets your circadian rhythm, boosts dopamine and testosterone, and helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. At 6:45 a.m., sit or lie down. Inhale slowly for 6 seconds. Hold it for 2, then exhale for 6 seconds. Repeat this 5 times a minute for just 5 minutes. Your blood vessels open, your cortisol lowers, and nitric oxide surges up to 20% more blood flow through your entire body. At 6:50 a.m., move into 2 to 3 minutes of strength work. Pick one move: push-ups, bodyweight squats, or step-ups. Do 8 to 12 reps with good control. If your knees or wrists are sensitive, modify it with wall push-ups or chair squats. This is not about sweating, but about signaling your body to produce testosterone and use it where it counts. At 6:55 a.m., feed your hormones with 2 or 3 eggs, sautéed spinach, a few avocado slices, a handful of berries. Keep it simple and clean. Add nuts or olive oil if you need more calories. This meal fuels your hormones, not your waistline. Consider adding 800 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 with the meal if you don't get regular Sunday. At 7:30 a.m., your brain is clear. Your body is primed. Your system is running on its natural fuel and ready to take on the day. That's it. No gimmicks. Just real physiological restoration. James was 63, a retired contractor who said his spark was fading. He had no drive, constant brain fog, and a relationship that had slipped into quiet distance. After 6 weeks of this morning protocol, James didn't just feel better. He had energy in the afternoon again. He started tackling home projects. He said his motivation returned not just in his body, but in his relationship, too. He told me, "I feel 10 years younger, but more importantly, I feel like myself again." It wasn't a supplement. It wasn't a new medication. It was consistency. Let's be clear, this isn't a hack. It's a recalibration. When your blood vessels open, energy improves. You move more. You eat better. You sleep deeper. Your body starts to trust itself again. That creates a feedback loop. More blood flow, more motivation, more natural testosterone. Research shows that within 12 weeks, key biomarkers like free testosterone, morning energy levels, and insulin sensitivity can match what's seen in men 10 to 15 years younger. The key is consistency. The routine trains your biology to stop working against you. The truth is, change starts quietly, not with fireworks, but with your body responding to signals it's been craving for years. A little more strength in your stride, deeper, uninterrupted sleep, a clearer sense of drive when you wake up. That's progress. Every morning you commit to this routine, you're doing something powerful. You're not relying on pills or short-term tricks. You're sending a clear message to your nervous system, your blood vessels, and your hormones. You still matter. You're still here, and your body listens. This isn't a shortcut, but recalibration. Just by adjusting the signals you send in the first 30 minutes of your day, you're restoring balance. Blood flow improves. Testosterone starts rising. Mental clarity returns. Energy builds naturally. And with that comes something even more important than performance: confidence. It comes back slowly, but when it does, it changes how you walk into a room, how you speak to your partner, how you see yourself. You feel connected again. Let's be clear. This is about reclaiming control, not chasing youth. True recovery comes from sending the right signals again and again until your body catches on and begins to thrive. You've seen the steps. They're simple. They're real. And they work not overnight but in weeks, in rhythms, in small but undeniable wins. Forget perfection. Missed a minute? No matter. Consistency beats intensity every time. Do this right, 80% right, and your body will respond 100%. And remember this: the best years of your life don't have to be behind you. They can start the moment you decide to take your mornings back. Now it's your turn. Try this 4-step routine. Stay with it. Support your body the way it was designed to be supported, and let your strength return day by day. Hit subscribe. Tomorrow's video reveals the exact nitric oxide boosting breakfast my patients use to double results. Tap the bell so you don't miss it. Now go make tomorrow your strongest morning.